Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a book with a pretty radical premise, right? Your money or your life. We're going to break down its revolutionary 9-step program that promises to completely reframe your entire relationship with money.
The book kicks off with a question that it cuts right to the bone. Are you actually living? Or is your job just slowly draining the life out of you? It really makes you stop and think about the real price we're paying for our paycheck. And it's not about dollars and cents. It's about our most precious, finite resource, our time.
And for so many of us, that cost feels, well, it feels huge, right? We get stuck on what the book calls the work, spend, work treadmill. Think about it. You grind all week, you're exhausted, so you spend the money you earned on stuff to make you feel better just so you can get back to the grind on Monday. It's this crazy, exhausting loop that promises happiness, but more often than not just leaves you feeling completely burnt out. All right, so let's really pull back the curtain here and look at what the book calls the money trap. I mean, how exactly does this cycle keep us so stuck? What are the invisible forces that are really at play here? So, this trap? It's really built on a few key things. First, there's just the relentless daily grind we all know. But it goes deeper. The book calls it jobism. That belief that our self-worth is completely tied up in our job title and how much we make. And then you've got consumer culture pouring gasoline on the fire, constantly dangling the idea that fulfillment is just one more purchase away. It's what keeps that treadmill spinning faster and faster. But here's a thought. What if the problem isn't the trap itself? What if it's about how we see the money we're chasing? And this right here brings us to the book's most powerful central idea. It's a total shift in perspective. And seriously, this is where the book's genius really shines. We're not talking about just clipping coupons or downloading another budgeting app. No way. We're talking about a fundamental rewiring of your brain's entire relationship with money. Okay, here it is, the core concept, life energy. The book's argument is super radical. It says money isn't just money. It's not just currency. Money is the physical proof of your time here on Earth. It is literally the hours of your life that you will never, ever get back, just converted into a number. And let me tell you, when that idea really sinks in, your whole world just shifts. That price tag on something, it's not just a number anymore. That $100 gadget suddenly becomes, 5 hours of your life? That fancy dinner out? Maybe that's 3 hours of your one and only life. The big question becomes, is it worth the trade? And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. It has real-world power. The book talks about this couple, Andrea and Kyle. They were absolutely drowning in $55,000 of debt. The number itself was just paralyzing. But when they stopped seeing it as dollars and started seeing it as thousands of hours of their past life energy that they'd already spent, everything changed. It wasn't just a number anymore. It became a real, tangible problem they could finally get their hands on and start to solve. Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually do it? Well, the book lays out a really practical step-by-step roadmap to start reclaiming your time and ultimately your life. And before we even get into the steps, there's a core principle that is absolutely crucial. This whole thing is a no shame, no blame zone. Seriously, this isn't about making you feel guilty for what you spent in the past. It's about one thing, gathering data. Just cold, hard facts, so you can make conscious, empowered decisions from this point on. So the whole process kicks off with 3 foundational steps. Step 1 is a big one. You've got to calculate your real hourly wage. And I mean real, factoring in commuting, work clothes, all those hidden costs. That number, that's the true exchange rate for your life energy. Then step 2, you track every single penny. You have to know exactly where your life energy is flowing. And finally, step 3 is to start looking at every single expense through a totally new lens. And those 3 questions, they are the engine that drives this entire transformation. For every dollar that leaves your pocket, you ask yourself, did I get fulfillment that was worth the life energy I just traded for this? Does this spending actually line up with my values and my purpose? And here's the kicker. If I didn't have to work for money, would I still spend my life energy this way? Just building this simple habit is what moves you from mindless, autopilot spending to making truly conscious choices. Now, all this tracking and questioning, it's not just about penny pinching, not at all. It's all leading somewhere really profound. It's leading to the ultimate goal of the whole program, which is to completely redefine what the word enough actually means to you. What this program does is it guides you away from that old, exhausting goal of just chasing more and more and more, and it points you toward a new, totally liberating goal, just reaching the point of enough. This is like the peak of the mountain. It's that point where you realize you have everything you truly need and want, and that frantic, anxious desire for more, it fades away. And this is the book's really radical definition of financial independence. It's got nothing to do with being rich enough to buy a mansion or a yacht. Nope. It's about having enough income from your investments to cover your needs, so that you are free from the compulsion to work for money ever again. I mean, that is the ultimate liberation, isn't it? And so here we are. We've arrived at the one question this entire journey has been preparing you for. The whole program is designed to get you to a place where you can finally answer it with real clarity and purpose. Because at the end of the day, this book gives you so much more than a financial plan. It gives you a blueprint for designing a life that is authentically and completely, unapologetically yours.